And half of those will actually visit a police office, or will adopt friends. That's 25%. 76 countries today maintain criminalization of same-sex behavior as a standard. It seems to reflect that notion about nothing inherent. We are in the presence of a population that has been historically the object of a discrimination and a persecution that has in fact been officially sanctioned. The path to ending torture against LGBTIs requires decriminalizing same-sex adult consensual sex.
La población LGTBI es especialmente vulnerable en prisión porque conforman una minoría de la población general. Eso hace que sus necesidades y las violaciones de sus derechos estén aún más invisibilizados. En el afuera, esta población ya padece la estigmatización y la transfobia, y estas variables se potencian al interior de las prisiones con la complejidad de que estas vejaciones no están sometidas al escrutinio público.
They're already a group that's discriminated against in society. And in places of detention, they are doubly, triply discriminated against. We've heard at the seminar how they're at the bottom of the hierarchy of people in detention, and because of that they are victims of violence, victims of extra discrimination from the authorities, from fellow inmates.
Je peux vous assurer que le Sénégal n'a pas encore réfléchi à cette question de prise en charge au niveau des centres de détention des personnes LGBT. C'est la première fois, moi, que j'en parle, et je suis sûr qu'au niveau de notre pays aussi, on n'a pas parlé. On n'a pas de personnes vraiment qui se soient présentes ou identifiées comme LGBT. Je crois que c'est un sujet tabou, peut-être.
É a transfobia institucional, que se caracteriza através da não garantia ao respeito.
What we're talking about when we're talking about trans people is people who, because of their gender identity or gender expression, may be more likely to have interacted with authorities in a negative way already. And so when it comes time again, that they unfortunately are in detention or in prisons, that there is already that stigma and there's already the multiple layers of discrimination that they have already experienced. In prison facilities, trans people don't necessarily have access to the healthcare that they need or should have. So if a trans person, for example, has started hormone therapy, that can be interrupted, which is detrimental to their health.
From a civil society perspective, what do you...
Déjà, on commence à s'intéresser aux personnes LGBT hors détention. Je pense qu'il va falloir un petit peu plus de temps pour qu'on commence à s'intéresser aux personnes LGBT en détention et encore plus de temps à s'intéresser aux personnes, en fait, aux migrants LGBT en détention. Parce que plus il y a une intersection de vulnérabilité, plus on met du temps, en fait, à repérer ce groupe de personnes et à leur apporter les soins qu'il faut.
The subcommittee already in its last annual report has made it clear that it is concerned about the situation of LGBTI persons deprived of liberty. What the committee can do is, in fact, what it must do in relation to all populations, communities, and peoples, is to actually identify what are the reasons leading to torture and mistreatment and work with states and other stakeholders to actually address those causes and mitigate them, eventually ending them.
Monitoring bodies can do a lot if they're able to speak to the authorities and speak to the government. I think that they can push for legislative change generally for trans people in that country. I think education and training of prison authorities is a really important thing. The trans communities have started to use
En Argentina se sancionaron recientemente leyes de vanguardia en materia de derechos humanos y población LGTBI. Sin embargo, aún no se operativizaron al interior de las prisiones. lo cual dificulta el acceso a los derechos por parte de la población.
There should be no diagnostic, no plan of action, and no implementation without the substantive involvement of the concerned populations. It is fundamentally important that we understand that there's enormous limitations to what we know. The trans movement has a wonderful motto, which is nothing about us without us. And I think we all should be very, very careful to respect that.
Y cómo la población LGBTI es una población que por sus características